beautiful people, my fellow Validans. Welcome to another How to Draw video. I hope you can hear me okay. I know I have a lot of noise around me. I have quite a few fans. It's pretty hot in my room. Yeah, this is probably the only well-insulated room in the entire place. It gets really hot during the summer, but it also is the warmest room during the winter, so there's give and take with that. But yeah, so today we're going to be drawing the movie poster from the 2016
2014.
smash hit John Wick. As you can see here in this poster, this is Keanu Reeves' best since The Matrix. So the Matrix trilogy, when they started filming this, a lot of people reprised like their roles, not not their roles, but they reprised like working together, I guess you could say. It was an encore sort of, stuff like that. Pretty interesting movie. So I had only ever seen clips of John Wick. I hadn't actually seen the entire series until recently because Chapter 4 came out. And I want to do my boy Keanu here decent. So yeah, that's a good nose. I like that nose. He's got, I don't know if these eyes are completely accurate. That works, yeah. Remember, he's an assassin. He's the hitman's hitman in this movie. Yeah, that eye isn't too bad. We'll do the next eye over here. But yeah, I had only ever seen clips, so I never really was like a fan, until recently. I really enjoyed the movies. Spoilers, if you didn't see the disclaimer at the beginning of this video, spoilers ahead. So, if you wanted to watch John Wick for the first time and do like a marathon of all the movies before you go see the fourth one, and please don't watch this because there are spoilers. Okay, so anyways, so basically, this movie, like, I really wasn't too shocked. I knew that the dog had died at some point. I just didn't realize how early in the series the dog had died, slash how big a part of the plot the dog dying was. I always saw the memes, like everyone's just like, "Oh, when you kill his dog and he comes for you," and then they show like John Wick, right? Like that was always like the meme kind of. Uh, he doesn't look that old. It's a little better. It's a little better. Cause he's not super old yet, I don't think. Keanu, he's like 50s? Question mark. Kind of doesn't look like him. I think we need a sharper. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Oh, yeah, we need more to. Whoops. Need to erase this stuff. Need a more defined jawline, and that is a more defined jawline. Yes. Okay. I think the eyes need to be a little smaller, honestly. Let me see here. Yeah, that already looks better. Okay. So, anyways, so I didn't realize how integral the dog dying was to essentially what kicks off the whole series. So this is a retired hitman, a retired hitman's hitman, and his wife has just passed. It's really sad, and but she left him a dog to give him hope. She left him a car and a dog. And it's a puppy. It's an adorable little beagle. She's so cute. She's called Daisy. And, it seems pretty chill in the beginning. He's just trying to live his life without his wife, the love of his life. He's lost the love of his life. He goes to a gas station with his very nice car. And, ooh, don't like that. Yeah, I am Keanu Reeves. I am awesome. I am super epic. I know this doesn't exactly look like Keanu. It's not bad though. It's not a bad representation, I don't think. Anyways, so he goes to a gas station and and there's this guy. There's actually a couple of like gangbanger, like Russian gangbanger people, Russian mob peoples. They're like, "Oh, that's a really nice car," and blah blah blah, right? And they're all like complimenting him, but clearly you can see like they're envious of his vehicle. And they even try, one of the guys even tries like buying it off of him, but John Wick, Keanu Reeves' character is just like, no, it's not for sale, blah, blah, blah. And so he goes home and it seems like everything's fine, right? Until nighttime comes, and I guess the Russian mob gangbanger peoples followed him home and they break into his house. They not only beat the shit out of him, they kill his dog and steal his car. They destroy his house, beat him up, kill his dog, and take his car that they wanted. It's horrible. This doesn't even look like Keanu Reeves. It doesn't even look like him. Would it look like him more if I did that? Maybe. Wait, 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 wait. Yeah, that doesn't look any better. Oh my gosh, it looks nothing like him. That's okay. It's fine. You know what? The eyes need to be closer into the center. That's probably what it is. You know what? The eyes and the eyebrow. Yeah, the eyes and the eyebrow need to just be pushed in a little more. But yeah, and so basically that makes John Wick snap. He snaps and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get these guys. They're dead. They have ruined my last bit of hope. They took everything from him essentially. He already was working his way to like having a life without his wife in it, and then these people essentially like take all possibility of that away. They literally destroy his happiness and the shreds of remaining happiness he had. They destroyed it in a matter of like what 15 minutes or something. It's crazy. And so John Wick, we find out as he's like unveiling all his guns and like these weird like gold coins that he has like under his cellar. Like he has it all hidden under a cement slab and he breaks the cement to get to it, and he's ready to go on a rampage, and he starts pulling all of his contacts, asking around like who those guys were so he can get his revenge. And that's literally the entire movie. John Wick kills so many people, kills a lot of people to get revenge against the dumbass is mainly the one dumbass, but he had help to get revenge against the dumbasses who ruined his car and killed his dog and everything. And people are afraid of John Wick. He's a scary guy because like I said, I think in the movie they were like, "What is he, the boogeyman?" Or somebody says that, and then somebody responds, "He's the boogeyman's boogeyman because he's a hitman's hitman." He basically did all the cleanup for when somebody was being too rowdy or whatever. He was the guy you called when you needed to find someone and basically have them go bye bye forever. That's who he was, and he basically comes out of retirement just to get revenge. And it's probably one of the most epic action movies I have ever seen in my life. It is really good. Simple plot, great execution. Honestly, really, really good. And there's so much great like trivia with this movie, like behind the scenes stuff that I was shocked to hear. So there, in the brief moments we have with Daisy, the adorable beagle puppy, there's a part where she like poops on the grass, and apparently that is CGI poop. That's not real poop. So the directors actually wanted to give the puppy a laxative, but the animal trainers wouldn't let them. So they paid like $5,000 out of pocket or something. Maybe not out of pocket, but they paid five grand to render CGI poop in that scene because they couldn't get permission from the handlers, and you can't make a dog go potty on command. It's just not possible. I know there's some humans who can actually do that. Yeah, there's some like people back in high school and stuff. They at least would claim that they can, crap on demand, and I'd believe them because who would like lie about that? That's such a bizarre talent, honestly. I don't know. I don't know anyone who would lie about that. Maybe they did for attention because it was really weird and kind of gross. I don't know. But yeah, so so they paid $5,000 for CGI poop. And also Winston, he's like the hotel manager. The place, John Wick, he has a base of operations essentially out of a hotel that's like a sanctuary ground. Like nobody can be murdered in that hotel. Like it's part of the rules. I think the official rules is no business can be conducted on these grounds, aka no killing, because it's a hotel for hitman undercover. Who are trying to take a break. Maybe they need some sanctuary. Somebody's after them. Blah blah blah. Stuff like that. And yeah. So that's pretty much the whole movie. It's actually really satisfying when John Wick finally gets his revenge. And apparently Winston, he's played by Ian McShane. I think it's Ian McShane. Is it Ian McShane? The guy who's in Deadwood and in the Pirates movie. Yeah, Ian McShane. Yes, he's played by Ian McShane. I'm actually gonna Google it on my phone real quick, but yeah, they also have an actor who just recently passed. Actually, it's pretty sad. He played Sharon. Basically, Sharon was like the concierge. Like he would meet you at the beginning of the hotel. Like when you enter the hotel, like he brings in people, or he ushers them in. He's like, "Oh, how may I help you?" Blah 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 blah. Yeah, who played Sharon? Now I'm curious. Sharon John Wick. He was played, and it doesn't even say. Here it is, Lance Solomon Reddick. He just passed, I think, a little bit after the movie had finished filming. I think yeah, Sharon John Wick death. Sharon actor, that's what I meant to say. Sharon actor, Lance Reddick. Oof, he died from heart disease. Sadness. He was found dead at his home in Studio City, California on March 17th. Yeah, he literally just died like a month ago. It's really sad. But he did finish filming of the fourth movie, so don't worry about that. It's not like it's gonna be a weird transition or something. I don't think. I don't know. Anyways, so lots of big names, lots of popular people. They actually were gonna have gosh, what's his name? Jason Isaacs, the guy who played General
Colonel Tavington.
in The Patriot with Mel Gibson. They're gonna have him be Winston actually for a while, but I guess Ian McShane snagged the role at some point, and it's still a great casting either way. I could see Jason Isaacs doing a really good job too. So it's not like that matters much for me. I actually don't know. Has Jason Isaacs done anything recent? Actually, I'm not even sure. Well, we'll see. Maybe he has done a couple of things that I might want to check out. He's another actor I really enjoy. I like a lot of actors. I don't really have a favorite. I don't play favorites really, at least as far as I'm aware. I don't have a favorite actor. Oh, some other fun trivia for this movie. The directors had actually received studio notes saying, you guys, maybe the dog doesn't have to die. But it's so pivotal to the plot. Imagine this movie without the dog dying. It doesn't hit you as hard. It's horrible, but it kind of needs to be there. So I'm glad that they kind of ignored the studio notes. Also, There was a producer, a woman who produced this film, and no one ever saw her. No one knew who she was. They literally said in an interview, never met her. I'm grateful she wrote the check though, or something like that. So some woman produced this masterpiece, and we really don't have much information, or at least I didn't read much info on her. Like literally she was like, "Oh, here's some money, make this movie, I guess." And I mean, if you have that kind of dispensable cash, hell yeah. Let's make a bunch of awesome let's make a bunch of awesome movies, right? Let's just get that done. I know that's how those Sharknado movies are made. It's literally some rich person who just keeps memeing and making those movies. Those movies make money, sure, but it's mostly for lulz. There's no way that's a serious acting thing, and that's why you get a bunch of like cameos and stuff because the movies are so ridiculous. But yeah, so pretty good stunts too. Keanu Reeves, he actually trained really hard for the role, and he got so good at reloading his weapons and like a bunch of like the tactical like fights and everything. He got so good at it. His handler said he was almost as good as like actual trained professionals in the field. Like he was speed. So he really like embodied this role fully, and it has stayed with him. And honestly, it's propelled him further, I think, into fame and all that. He was already famous. This just helped on top. Honestly, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Harrison Ford. He was already famous for doing the Star Wars movies, and he just got more famous when he did the Indiana Jones movies. Speaking of which, the fifth Indiana Jones movie is coming out this summer with Mads Mikkelsen. So I'm pretty excited about that. I like Indiana Jones. I was talking to someone recently about it, and I found out that they don't like the Indiana Jones movies because they think they're cheesy. I'm like, well, yeah, especially the sound effects. Yeah, those are the classic cheesy sound effects. And I like that, and it's okay. Not everyone has to like that stuff, but I enjoy it, and I would hope this fifth movie doesn't isn't as awkward as the fourth movie. While I did enjoy seeing some of the gang back together in the fourth movie, just the whole weird ass plot with Shia LaBeouf, I just wasn't really there for it. I think the thing that weirded me out more than the Shia LaBeouf thing was the aliens, honestly. I told you spoilers for this movie, so I should probably put spoilers for Indiana. I should do a disclaimer, Bruce, spoilers for Indiana Jones 4. Yeah, I'll do that at the beginning of this video, don't worry. Let's see, what else? This movie actually wasn't even supposed to be called John Wick. It was supposed to be called like Scorn or something. But Keanu Reeves kept calling it John Wick like so much. They finally said, "Yeah, yeah, the movie's called John Wick." Like literally, he just kept calling it that. And they actually named it John Wick after somebody's like grandfather who was named John Wick. It was partially inspired by that person's grandfather. So I'm just guessing their grandfather was a fucking badass to be the inspiration for such a great action movie, such a great revenge story, man. So good. And the movies, for me at least, they just kept getting better. Um, but you couldn't really compare any of them, in my opinion. I don't think it's fair to compare the first movie to any of the subsequent movies because the first movie was always intended to be like a standalone. It was contained within its own world. I don't think they ever planned for it to extend beyond that. And so when you get to the second movie, that's when they expand the lore of the world, right? And so we get more into like the weeds of things, into the thick of it and all that. Gosh, what was the plot of the third movie? The fourth movie is very fresh. The third movie, I don't know why, I'm starting to blank on it. I watched the third movie, didn't I? That one was called Parabellum, I think. Holy fuck, I barely remember. I don't think I do remember the third movie at all. Huh. Or maybe I think I'm mashing the plots of number two and number three together because they kind of follow directly one after the other. Yeah, I think I'm mashing up slash mixing up those plots. But anyways, now we have to draw John Wick. So yeah, pretty cool movie. Highly recommend if you like action stuff. Like I said, it's not heavy on the plot. It's just enough for you to go in and enjoy the wild ride that is John Wick. It's really good. And there's no word on if they're gonna continue the series or not. I have heard rumors that they might be what's the word? Doing this like spin-off series like with side characters. That usually doesn't go well. But maybe this time it's all right, you know. Maybe it's all good. But yeah, I have no idea what they have planned for this. Clearly, the series makes money. There's no doubt about that. Do some put like some shit on the floor. There's debris here. There's a car thingy on fire. Dee dee dee. That kind of looks like fire. Dee 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 dee. And yeah, we'll write that. Keanu Reeves. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the puppy. I think she was only like, oh, she was really young. I don't know how. I think she was only a few weeks old. I don't think she was even a couple months. Maybe she was a couple months old. Very, very young puppy though. Very well trained for the role. They actually put bacon grease on Keanu Reeves' face for the scene where she jumps up to the bed to go lick his face. So they incentivized the puppy quite a bit to be an adorable puppy. um, yeah, that puppy's just so cute. I didn't think that was the dog that died either, because I knew he had another dog in the later series, but that dog survives as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that dog. I think the dog survives, at least for a while. What else? Oh, the guy who's like the main ringleader who kills the dog and steals John Wick's car. He's actually in Game of Thrones. If you've never seen Game of Thrones, he plays Theon. Theon, I think his name's Greyjoy? Question mark. Don't worry, I'll be fact checking all this shit when I go back. I was hoping to not have to fact check too much in this video, but here I am spewing a bunch of stuff that I'm probably only partially right about, so that's why this video is going to take longer to edit. Let's sigh. But anyways, really good action sequences, well choreographed. It's honestly like an art watching this. It is an art watching how well choreographed it is, how the actors move with each other, the stuntmen. A lot of the same stuntmen were used quite a few times, and they actually like just changed their appearance so it wouldn't seem like the same stuntman. I think they like put beards and like hats on them, and then the next time they used they put like bald caps on them to make it like, oh, it's definitely not the same guy. Not that I could tell, right? I mean, if you have some people in really big bushy beards, you're not gonna be able to tell, oh my god, that guy was the bald guy. Probably not, especially if they do a really good job of covering up like key features. But yeah, there it is. John Wick, Keanu Reeves. He's amazing. He's a great actor. I really enjoy his stuff. Always have. I think the first thing I ever saw him in was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Um, And I've only ever seen clips of The Matrix 2. I've never actually seen the full movie, The Matrix. Most of my movie, I guess you could say, history is comprised of like free YouTube clips, like stuff you could find online for free, before I got VPN. But even then, I still haven't seen a lot of the classics. I actually just saw Fight Club for the first time like 2 years ago. But I had heard plenty of people talk about it and rave about it for the memes, all that stuff. But yeah, I'll stop talking now. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely watch John Wick. It's really good. It's action packed. It's got one of the best people in the world headlining it. I love Keanu Reeves. He's a great guy in real life. I've at least in interviews and stuff I've heard from other people, he's a great guy. And this is a great revenge story. You will be mostly satisfied. There are some things that I was like, oh man, but I won't spoil it too much more. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry, choked on my saliva. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.